Hey America, it's your favorite drunken asshole, and this is a video by me for you. Um, First off, let me just say this: I'm not exactly want to make a video for you people. I barely even like posting things to my blog, but this is kind of my station on this earth. If I have any purpose on earth put here by God to do anything, it will be blog. So I must blog because this is my reason for existence. Anyways, moving forward, um, how do I make this video? I like to think of things from my youth, WWE, kids meal surprises, things like that. Things from kids. Speaking of kids, actually, you know what? Let's not delve right into this. Um, let's not delve right into this, you motherfuckers. WWE, I like what they're going with the Bray Wyatt character. I just want to say that I think that's a pretty good use of that character. I think it's going a pretty decent direction, personally. I would like to make Bray Wyatt a good guy, and I don't know how they're going to go about doing it, but I think they very well might. And if they're smart, they would, because I think he could probably be the same thing to this era that Stone Cold Steve Austin was to the '90s, because I think he would represent a very resentful, bitter population of people such as myself, and I think he would do it very well. But that's just my opinion, and I think he could really make them a lot of money. But that's up to them. Anyways, all right, moving forward. Yeah, so I don't know where it was. I don't give a shit. And a case like this happened in England, and because England are logical, decent human beings, England said, no, no, you cannot have a child have a sex operation. Not so in America. I don't know where it was. I don't care. A court has ruled that a father will be paid to have a sex change operation for his son. Paying for this to happen. And no, I'm not shitting you. This is the literal fucking story. So all those warnings I gave you of circumcision, and I have done this for years. That eventually this would be the next logical step in that conclusion. Just like I told you, and you blamed abortion. No, it wasn't abortion. In New York, you can kill your child after it's born. It wasn't abortion's fault. That was the next logical step from circumcision. Because there's a hell of a goddamn difference, distinct difference between a 4-month-old embryo and a goddamn child. But never mind. Nevertheless, now the ideal is, and I would imagine and propose that perhaps they're saying the child wants to have a sex change operation. And you know what? I don't think, just me personally, a child can choose to have a sex change operation. But then again, I didn't think they could choose to have their skin cut off their dick either, especially as infants. But I guess you people objected to this idea, and now we're here talking about this, where a baby is, where a 11-year-old in this case is going to have their dick cut off. Because again, it's not like boys are like girls. We're not the same as a girl. We're not as petite and slender and sensitive. We can take it. We can take being castrated. So you're going to now castrate a fucking child, and the court has ruled it okay because you said boys were not like girls. And I warned you about this for fucking years. And again, I didn't do this, as I have said many times over, for feminist purposes or feminism. I warned you about toxic masculinity because this is the end result of it. They are cutting a boar's entire penis off. It's happening. It's going to happen. And none of you give a shit. But perhaps if you do care at all, you can stop that. And if you really give a fuck, let's stop all of it. But anyways, right now, a boar is on track to be scheduled to have his penis cut off. Now, again, let me say this, I don't object, as always, to transgender issues. And I know he is 11 years old, he is 11, and he is hitting puberty. And as an 11-year-old boy, he has got to have probably treatments done to evolve into and grow into a woman's body. He wants to be a girl. He has to, maybe he's joining a new school, maybe he's going into middle school, even at 11. Who knows? Who really knows? For me, it was 12. I think I entered middle school. He wants to be a girl. And obviously, walking around without any tits isn't going to help him in that. But there is a big, distinct, contrastional difference between estrogen treatment and castration. Castration is not the same, and I've said this, by the way, before when it was a woman fighting for rights of her child against a man who wanted her 6-year-old circumcised. And I said that was wrong. And you can say, well, we do it. Yeah, we do it, and it's bad, and it shouldn't be legal, and it's wrong either way. But hey, at least in this case, we don't do that to fucking children. We do it to infants, so they don't remember. And it doesn't make it right, and it's still horrible and disgusting and whatever the fuck else. But we don't do it when they can remember. This is a fucking 6-year-old it was, and now we have an 11-year-old that's going to be castrated, and no one gives a fuck because it's America and boys don't have rights, and that is my point. And no one gave a shit. So hey, do your thing, do what you want. I don't care, America. You never have listened to me ever before. Your environment is collapsing. You have a goddamn major pandemic on your hands. You have 2 corporate politicians, and Trump, I think, really is taking orders. I don't even think he's as corporate as fucking Biden is. You have a career prosecutor who put black men in jail and put women who were poor sex workers trying to provide for their family. She put them in jail, but she's okay because she's a black woman. Biden, who again wrote the fucking crime bill, 2 different fucking wars. We have killed world leaders like Saddam, but more importantly, because Saddam wasn't a nice guy, you're right, Gaddafi, who was like nothing as bad as a lot of the people in the Middle East. We just murdered him. We have slaughtered and killed people all over the world. We have killed other people. And then let me say this to you, Republicans, and I'm not going to lie, some of this source material is from the infamous Tom Metzger, the Fred Fucks of my life. Anyways, Tom Metzger said this, and he was right then, and he's right now. You have fucking, it is not the flag of your race anymore, Republican, the alt-right. The Nazis, basically. Let me tell you idiots something. It's not the flag of your race anymore. The American flag is the flag of the transnational corporations and banks and the bully boards that run the earth, that has killed millions of people in other countries with our name, and they have put our blood on a flag that we have shed dying. And we did not consent to these wars. We didn't consent to Vietnam. We didn't consent to this. We don't deserve this shit. And the entire world looks at us, and they look down their nose, and we look fucking horrible because of this. And this looks horrible about the United States because of these fucking neocon, neoconservative, rich cocksucking bank-ass motherfucking idiots. These fucking bankers are fucking us. And Trump read out the name of the bankers, and you thought maybe he meant business, but he didn't, because it's not going to be changed that way. You can't change it through politics. But you raise your fucking flag. That is not your flag anymore. The Confederate flag was never your flag. The Confederate flag was the name of rich landholders in the South. 10% of the South that held slaves that you didn't hold. You were poor. You were dirt farmers, literally dirt farmers, trying to farm, and you didn't even have anything to farm because they had slaves. They didn't need your stupid ass. They hired slaves who they kept as slaves. They fucked both of you, and then they hired both of you to fight a fucking war for them to keep you. And the North didn't give a fuck either. The only damn reason they even fucking did it was because they wanted to keep the Union together. Oh, our glorious Union. Fuck your Union. Fuck this country. They're fucking us. And then you murder the chief, or whatever the hell the fuck ever, general of Iran, a man in Iran who fought for his country. And whether it was good or bad, it doesn't matter. It would be just like if the Iranians murdered one of our generals, or back when we fought the Native Americans, it would be like murdering one of the chiefs. You know, even if he was maybe one of the chiefs that were a little bit more aggressive, like that doesn't make it okay. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't get to do that. That's not right. You don't have a right to do that. You don't get to murder another people's commanding officer that represents them, their representative, who they put their heart and soul into and that they believe in. You don't get to do that. You don't get to murder people. You don't get to murder another country or another race's people. That's wrong. And we just barely missed a fucking war with them. And I still don't think Trump would have been as bad as Hillary. But that's not a good thing about Trump. That's how bad this fucking country is. And now you have a career prostitute. Prostitute, that's one word. A career prosecutor who is a fucking con artist who put low-wage slave workers and sex workers rather, probably that too. Low-wage sex workers in prison who are female. She put poor black men in prison. She put poor white honkies like my ass. My redneck guy, she would have put me in there. But do you know who she didn't put in there? And do you know who she would not put in there? A fucking rich, white, fucking man. Old white man with money who was fucking our country and threw people out of their homes and defrauded millions of people out of their money. And now do you know what fucking goddamn result and a price that pays for us in our country and on us is our human beings, is a fucking people, and whether you like it or not, black, white, Mexican, male, female, gay, straight, we're all one people. Do you know what fucking price that pays on us? That you have that guy in the Republican Party, at the top of the Republican Party, not only that, in the White House, in the Trump administration, in the top of the country, running our fucking economy and conning and scamming millions of more fucking people out of their housing, out of their homes, out of their money, out of their earnings, out of their fucking everything that they have worked for, their savings, their life savings, their fucking children's savings, fucking us. And he's in your fucking government. Pay 666.